go. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with Taylor Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. Good rising, kings and queens. I feel so amazing. I don't know what it is, but my soul is on fleek. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today is Friday. Today is Freaky Friday. And today is the last day of the week. And tomorrow you get to sleep. But tomorrow you get to come out to the movies as well. Don't forget about that. Oh my goodness. So let me just jump into the news. I really feel good though. I woke up early. I got a woosah in. And I really believe that our days are so much better once we just take a moment and say thank you. First and foremost, a race row over Chinese detergent advertisement shows a woman shoving a black suitor or like a boyfriend-ish type of thing into a washing machine and then smiling in delight as he emerges as an Asian man. The commercial started airing this month on Chinese television. It shows a woman shoving a black man into her washing machine. At the end of the cycle, the man emerges as a light-skinned Asian man to the Chinese woman's delight. As many have pointed out, the commercial could be a reflection of the Chinese obsession with the white skin. Many Asian women use beauty products meant to make their skin lighter. I'm sorry, but in 2016, I have yet to see a dark-skinned Asian. So I'm wondering, how light are you trying to be? I'll just leave that right there. Maybe I'm wrong, because they have like olive skin. And even in the summertime, they still don't get dark. So I was really surprised when I read the article and found out that a lot of Asians actually use skin whiteners and skin lighteners. So sounds something familiar, huh, Caribbean? Obama calls for a world without nuclear arms as he becomes the first United States president to visit the city where 140,000 people died. But there is no apology for the atomic bomb attack. So the US B-29 bomber dropped Little Boy on Hiroshima at 8:15 a.m. on August 6, 1945, devastating the coastal city. President Barack Obama said he would not apologize for the attack, but wanted to honor all those that died in the war. Could you imagine, pause for 5 seconds, if, I don't know, there was like a huge UN council here in the United States and, African presidents came, people came out, unprecedented. No one has ever seen this magnitude of support and love for slavery before. And then somebody stands at the podium and says, well, listen, I'm not going to apologize, but I just wanted to honor all those millions of slaves that have been killed, and Indians and Native Americans and everywhere else that has been colonized. I don't want to apologize. I just want to say we honor those of our past. I don't know. You could have stayed on the United States soil for that one. I know I personally am not in Hiroshima, but I think I would feel disrespected. How do the people feel? I honestly don't know, but those are my personal beliefs. He said the attack in August of 1945 demonstrated that mankind possessed the means to destroy itself. Amun-Ra. He said the attack, that Hiroshima bomb, 140,000 people died. August 1945 demonstrated that mankind possessed the means to destroy itself. And he is asking for a world without nuclear arms. So, question, does that mean you're going to get rid of your nuclear arms? Most likely not. Washington and Tokyo want today's or yesterday's historic gesture to restart the efforts on international nuclear disarmament. I don't believe that's going to happen because we'll save that for the experts. From what I know, it's not happening. New York City decriminalizes peeing in the streets, alcohol out of a bag, and littering. So what I didn't know, this is really huge. Anybody who has ever told you that peeing in the streets will get you, you'll be a sexual offender or a sex offender, that is not true. I didn't know that. Now I know knowing's half the battle. I really did think that if you peed in the streets or you got caught peeing, that was You're a sex offender for life. Not at all. It's just indecent exposure. Not just, but it's indecent exposure and not anything sexual. And because it's nothing sexual, they can't charge you with a sexual act. Offenders will now pay civil fines and not risk criminal records. Some reacted in horror, saying crimes need consequences. But the changes were voted in by the majority of the city's council. The move is part of a reform that aims to relieve burdens from the courts. It also hopes that lives won't be ruined by criminal records for minor offenses. So littering is now decriminalized, alcohol out of a bag is now decriminalized, and peeing in the street is now decriminalized. In New York City, not here in Boston. Be mindful, because you'll still get arrested here, or at least be talked to about it. My heart is heavy today, says rapper T.I. reacts to the shooting at his New York concert that left 1 dead and 3 wounded. Shooting happened around 10:15 p.m. on Wednesday evening at Irving Plaza. Police said 4 people were shot, including 3 men and a woman. Ronald Fatterson, 33, died while Roland Collins was shot in the leg. Maggie Hextall and Christopher Vincent were also hit. T.I. was due on stage at 9 p.m., but witnesses said he never appeared. Bratton slammed the so-called artist for celebrity violence, and you guys know Bratton is the police commissioner. Aspiring rapper Troy Ave, and you know, I met Troy, and I really like his music. He kind of reminded me of like Mace before Mace became a pastor, a preacher. And Troy Ave has since been arrested for his role in the shooting. Reports suggest that he accidentally shot himself in the leg during the chaos. We have a call on the line, 617-282-0062. Good Rise and Call you live.
Good morning, Tayla. How are you today?
Oh, how are you, my love? It's been a while.
It's been a little bit. So I had a question for you because of what you said about going to Hiroshima.
Yes.
Okay, so we dropped the bomb on them to end World War II in the Pacific, and it was in direct relation to an unprovoked attack on the United States. Do you apologize for that when you're attacked unprovoked?
I don't think that I would have went over there. Like, I don't think I would have went and paid respects and said, I honor thee. Like, I think I would have just best been served sitting at my desk, you know, maybe put out a press release.
Okay. I guess part of the reason he went over there is to, Japan went to China. They did not apologize for what they did during World War II, but they went and paid their respects to the people that they, I guess, violated is probably the best word that I could use for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he's just kind of climbing on to the, hey, we acknowledge that this was a really rough time in the world's history. We did some things that maybe we're not proud of, but we want you to know that now that, you know, wartime activities have ceased for 70 plus years, we do respect the sacrifice you made for your country, as well as the sacrifice that every other country made during that conflict.
And in that context, that I understand. I completely overstand. Somebody corrected me yesterday. I completely overstand in that context. So yes, it was the right thing to do for him to go over there and say, I honor thee, even though I don't apologize. I kind of still feel like there's a slap in the face, though.
Yeah, I was just, I mean, just when you had mentioned it, I mean, like you gave your personal belief. My belief is that, yeah, we should not ever apologize for what we did, because it was in retaliation. There's no better word for it. In retaliation to a direct attack on us. So I guess in that context, I feel like, you know, we personally don't need to apologize, but I just wanted to kind of get a further dialogue with you. Thank you very much.
Hold on, I don't want you to hang up, because I want to kind of play devil's advocate here. So let's say, for instance, there was to be some type of convention, some type of conversation on a global scale that says, listen, we're not going to apologize for slavery, because during that time, that was legal. It was, everybody thought it was right. Everybody did it. So we just jump on board and did the same thing. So we're not going to apologize, but we honor the millions that have been lost.
Yeah, that's pretty much a much different, in my mind, it's a much different situation. I think as a nation, we do need to apologize. In that same vein, there are multiple other nations, I think, though, that were a part of the slave trade. Spanish, the Dutch, the West African nations that allowed it to continue on their continent as well should also, stand up and say, hey, we were absolutely wrong in what we did. We damaged, we did. I hate to use the word race because we're all humans, but we damaged the race for a long time and put a really bad stigma on them, and they've had trouble overcoming that. And yeah, I do believe that every nation involved, not just the United States, but like every nation that enabled that to happen, yeah, they do need to stand up and say, hey, we're sorry for what we did. We can't take it back. And it's a really bad mark on our history. But yeah, I think they absolutely have to stand up and say something, and it should be said.
So while you were talking, I was looking up whether or not there has been a global conversation or a global apology, and I haven't found anything as far as like globally. I know that there have been a few, individuals that have stood up and said something at certain conventions, or certain people that stood up on Congress floor, but there hasn't been, that I am looking at, there hasn't been an actual United Nations global conversation on, what happened in the past. I feel in this, again, I go back to David Banner, July 23rd, having that real life conversation about Boston's history and just the history of our nation. I think it is a conversation to be had. And I the only thing I feel like it's best comparable to is a bad relationship. You have a bad relationship, somebody is cheating, and you guys break up. The one thing that you want is some closure. And I think once we know about the DNA, we know about trauma, we know about the history of your ancestors is in your DNA. And so we know that scientifically, we know that. So there's some frustration within people that they're like, they don't even understand why they're mad, but their DNA is angry, if that makes sense to anybody. And so I think it is time. And I think now that we are having this awakening as a society, that we do need to sit down and have a conversation, and all heads need to be brought to the table and say, listen, put it on the table so we can walk away and start afresh, because it's not just the United States. It's all over the globe where Black and browns are being mistreated. Like, I just read a story about the Ethiopians that went back to the Middle East. Long story short, because they were darker skinned, they're not being treated fairly. They're not getting the same benefits. And it's just globally, we have an issue with dark skin. And I think we really need to sit down, and just like President Barack Obama said, like, we have the capabilities to destroy ourselves. We are destroying ourselves. And when we hurt our brother, we hurt ourselves.
We have to sit down and have an extremely uncomfortable conversation. We need to.
That's from a white man.
Break to discuss, and there's a lot of healing that needs to go on in the world. And until some of those uncomfortable conversations start to come to light, I don't think we'll advance as a people to get where we need to be.
I totally agree. So are you coming out July 23rd to have that uncomfortable conversation?
We're just coming back from DC at that point, so I'm going to try and make it to that. I've been trying to follow it on your Facebook page. It sounds so interesting for me, so I'm going to try and grab my kids and get up there and teach them. We're having a big teaching moment tonight I finally got to rent Selma, and I'm going to sit him down. We're going to watch it, and we're going to have a big discussion about it afterwards. So I'm really looking forward to that this weekend.
That is so awesome. So, really briefly, can you please tell, in the construct of what race is, can you please tell the listeners what your race is?
Oh, I'm white. I'm Caucasian. I'm Irish. My family came here at the end of World War I. My grandfather is from Scotland, and my other grandparents on my mother's side are both straight off the boat from Ireland. The way we became citizens, we came here illegally. The way we became citizens is that they joined the fight during World War II and gained their citizenship. I mean, what the Irish went through is not necessarily comparable to what African Americans have gone through, but that is sort of in our history. I do kind of, I can't, I try as best I can as a Caucasian to understand the other side, educate myself and educate my family so that we don't make mistakes that other people have made, and that we bring everyone in, I guess.
So the reason why I asked that question is because I wanted to understand why you feel like it's important. Because, sometimes when you don't understand the other side or you don't see the other side, you think they're completely ignorant. They don't care. But I wanted to I wanted to shed some light on the fact that you think it's important to watch Selma and to have that discussion with your children. So we can't be out here thinking that, all white people don't, or we can't do that. We can't. And I thank you for bringing this to light, because now your children's children will have a completely different perspective than your ancestors.
Mom was a big activist. She's been arrested several times protesting in the 60s. She instilled in us, learn what you have. Learn what you learn, but question every time. Don't take anything on face value. Do your research, educate yourself, and above all, we're all humans, and you treat everybody the way that you want to be treated. And if you show other people respect, they will, in return, show respect to you. And that's how I was raised, and that's what I was taught, and that's what I'm trying to do with my kids.
Amen, Ross. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate you, and it's good to hear your voice again.
You're welcome, Tayla. You have a great Memorial Day weekend.
Woo!
And hopefully next week I'll call again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have another caller on the line. Good Rise and Caller, you live. Hey, Miss G.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm super fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. Some comments that the gentleman made, it's not true. I've sat down and, we went over the history is, we went over it then because they did, it's not all true. I should say that. We went over there to defend our country because they dropped a bomb, but my father told me some other stuff that happened. And also, I live in the vicinity, which, I know everybody knows now. And they've been discriminated against to come into this country. Big discrimination. So I just want to say that, until you can't speak on it.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to be, observant, curious. That's what, out of curiosity, I lived my life. And if ever the event when my life ends, I want to know that I passed the information on. And not out of ignorance, out of knowing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I just called in to say that.
I love you, Miss G.
I love you so much, too.
All right, have an amazing day.
You too, bye-bye.
Big City 101.3 FM. There's like 7 other stories that I wanted to read this rising. Didn't get to them. But really quickly, a former Marine was sentenced to 26 years in prison for killing and dismembering his girlfriend and dumping her remains. in a Panama jungle, but the judge spared him his life because he served his country. Message. There's a teen who graduated with a 4.95 dyslexia, a 4.59 GPA, and was accepted to 39 colleges and landed 22.8. I'm trying to tell you, dyslexia is so real, and I'm still trying to find somebody who feels comfortable enough to come on air and go through step by step what dyslexia looks like. $2.8 million in scholarship, says that men just ask her to be in the kitchen. Shout out to that baby. She is all the way from Birmingham, Alabama. South Carolina beauty queen, 17 years old, arrested and charged with forgery after faking a doctor's note so she could skip school. Donald Trump was accused of fraudulently evading $20 million in taxes. $20 million, and that's only in 2007. There's a touching moment when West Point graduate from Haiti broke down in tears. The black man crying in uniform that has spread virally. His name is Alex Idrashi, I believe. He's from Haiti. He graduated to become a second lieutenant Saturday. He was in the picture with tears streaming down his face during the ceremony. The photo was shared online by West Points, where it gained more than 5,000 likes. He graduated and then, my apologies. He graduated and said that he believed it was such an honor for him to be in this country, for him to live out the American dream. And he said he wanted to thank them for giving him a shot at the American dream. So what I think is interesting, I want to go back really quickly to the movie Nero, about the green card soldiers so they can become citizens, and those that become soldiers in order to gain their citizenship here in America. I honor thee. An ex-McDonald's U.S. CEO says that it's cheaper to just replace human workers with robots than to pay them $15 minimum wage. So while you guys are out here thinking that your job is forever, please understand that you will and you can be replaced as quickly as they can put batteries into a new computer or a new anything. You're nothing, baby. You're nothing. Why? Because you need to start working for yourself. Supplier to Petco and PetSmart captures ridiculous video. And Peter's saying, listen, Petco, PetSmart, they're not doing the things that they really should be doing. They have been caught gassing, freezing, and torturing animals to death. And it's all on film. I won't show it to you, but if you wish to go see it, you most definitely can. With that being said, all of these stories will be on the Wake Up with Tayla Andre page, TaylaAndre. So whenever you want to go and actually read the entire story, that would take us 35 minutes to do, please do so. I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, ZC Boston. Don't forget, this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., half price sushi. That is Saturday and Sunday. You have to be in the restaurant. You can't do takeout. And do not forget to get a lychee martini. If you like Ginippa, you're going to love a lychee martini. Anari's like, Mommy, that's the one. What, you like that drink that sounds like a disease? Lychee martinis, they're absolutely amazing. ZC Boston, free parking up to 2 hours, 801 Mass Ave, directly across the street from Boston Medical Center. And again, half price sushi. I can't say that enough because I'm a fat girl. I love it. Faith's Natural Beauties. Faith's with an S, natural with an S, beauty.com for free samples. Get the Pum Pum Wash, the deodorant, the rose infused oil, and the bath soak Divine Queen. Do not forget about the June 4th Cruise Cares. Cruise is going to come in the building June 2nd. We're going to sit down with Cruise and actually have a conversation about the company, about their history, about what they're doing for the community now, and the walk that they have on June 4th in order to raise money to give our kids a means during the summer jobs. And do not forget that David Banner is coming to Boston July 23rd on Saturday at the Strand Theater. And tomorrow, yes, tomorrow is the movie day at the Strand. Come out at 2 p.m. Mail track. We have the kids movie. We have a lot of giveaways. So even if you just come for the kids, that's perfectly fine. It's $10. And we have T-shirts. We have We have everything, posters, and then you guys get to see the film, the bonus footage, all that good stuff. And last but not least, dun, 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 Paradise Island Cruise 7, October 2nd through the 8th, when we come back from Ocho Rios, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Cozumel, Mexico. When we come back from the cruise, it is Florida's Carnival. I'm ready, set, go. So please head over to Paradise Island Cruise, and that's paradiseislandcruise.com. The ultimate land sea experience. This is what, 4th year? It will be hosted by Jadakiss. Dun, 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 dun. I love it. I love it. People are like, Tayla, why don't you promote the cruise? I thought everybody knew about the cruise. Apparently not. Please come out. As far as Freaky Friday is concerned, are you ready? Because I'm ready. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. As far as Freaky Friday is concerned, it is May. And in May, do you know what May is? May is Masturbation Month. That's what we're talking about. Masturbation for Freaky Friday. Waking up with Tayla Andre. Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I want to hear all of you little freaky nasty. Oh, better not bring your kids. Maybe I didn't say that. Better not bring your kids. Shut it off. You can listen, you can watch, you can listen later online, but better not bring your kids today. So as far as masturbation is concerned, we're going to talk about all forms of masturbation. Self, with help, videos, websites, everything. Do you prefer or rather you by yourself with, your imagination? Do you want videos instead? What is it? Tell me. As far as masturbation is concerned, do you know that there is a contest? I think I told you guys this 2 years ago, but there is a contest for masturbation, and they just go on and on and on and on. I think it's hilarious that there's a real, people are laid out and they just keep going. I cannot make this up. National Masturbation Month is also known as International Masturbation Day. It is an annual event celebrated on May 14th to protect the right to masturbate. The first National Masturbation Day was observed in 1995 after sex-positive retailers Good Vibrations declared the day in honor of the Surgeon General Jocelyn Elders, who was fired by President Bill Clinton for suggesting masturbation be a part of sex education curriculum for students. She was terminated on December 9th, 1994, and then the president got some neck. So I'm trying to understand why he didn't fire himself if he thought that, Lord have mercy. But yeah, May 14th, National Masturbation Day, International Masturbation Day. So I have a question. It's a really dumb question. If you are, 617-282-0062. Yes, baby, you can give us a call now. 617-282-0062. Or yes, you can remain anonymous. You do not have to say it out loud. I'll read it. I will not read your name. 617-282-0062. And I have a message over here that says, I don't know why, but I get really turned on when my husband and I masturbate in front of each other. At first, he was really shy. Is that shy? Okay, that's an I instead of a Y. At first, he was really shy, but then after I broke him out of it, he would prefer we watch each other before any type of contact is made. That's interesting. So that has to be for the long-term dailies. Hold on, I'm getting a message. This is a book. A lot of mercy. Give me a minute. Let me read this. I'm gonna play this song for you real quick, and then I would let you know what it says, because this is a huge book. Big City 101.3 FM, Waking Up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. Let me read this, and I'll be right back with some more masturbation. I can't play that for you guys. You guys know that. I'm sorry, Facebook. V from Tennessee. Cause I'm loving the way that you kiss me, homie. You can make me feel the way I do, and I won't let it happen again. No, no. Ah, Google, are you guys having a problem? Is it better? Is it working? Ah, I see the delay. I'm gonna A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. There is a delay. There is, I guess, technical difficulties. I don't know what I can do. I'm sorry, babe. Cause I'm loving the way that you kiss me, homie. Loving the way that you can bring me through. And I won't let it happen again. No, no. Hey, hey, run away, run, 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 run. Run away, run, 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 run. Run away, run, 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 run. Run away. Good rising, Big City 101.3 FM, waking up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. So I read it, and so what I got was a story that I wasn't expecting. A lot of it cannot be said on air, but long story short, the first time this individual masturbated, they thought they were going to die. And it was long and it was graphic, and I couldn't read it on air because of how graphic it was. But long story short, the first time they thought they were going to die. some tips before any tips, you know, the best thing that you can do is self-pleasure. The San Francisco-based sex shop Good Vibrations started Masturbation Month in 1995 in response to the then firing of the Surgeon General, Dr. Jocelyn Elders, that suggested masturbation be included in youth sex education programs. Do you believe in that? Do you think masturbation should be in youth sex programs? Or do you think we just need to be completely celibate? And if you masturbate, is that practicing? Are you celibate if you masturbate? Because celibacy means that you don't have sex, not that you don't have sex with other people. So are you technically not celibate because you masturbate? I don't know. It was one of the most sensible things that we were astounded. It was one of the most sensible things we'd ever heard a government official say. And it cost Elders her job. Of all the kinds of sex people can have, masturbation is the most universal and important, yet few people talk about it freely. Hi, I'm Tayla. Worse, many people still feel it is second best or problematic in some way. Masturbation Month lets us emphasize how much it needs to be recognized and, of course, how great it is. It's natural, it's common, and it's fun. Natural, common, and fun. Say no to booty calls. Why should you masturbate? So that way you don't add numbers onto your list. True story. Because you have urges, and sometimes you just sometimes you just want that urge to be scratched, that itch to be scratched, and then you don't want anybody to bother with you. So instead of being bothered, instead of having a booty call, instead of adding numbers to your belt, notches to your belt, just masturbate. When you get a late night text from somebody who would like to have sex with you, then just decline. If what you want is something more intense, if what you want is something more authentic, if what you want is something pure, just do what I do. I'll be transparent. I definitely will after this call. 617-282-0062. Good Rising, caller, you live. Good Rising, good Rising.
Regards to the masturbation, none for none. I've encountered a lot of conversations with women, and they always saying, why can't I find a husband? And Boston's mad small, so chances are we encountered some of the guys you dated. And once your resume is over 10 guys, as sexist as it might sound, your marriage starts plummets. So if you masturbate as opposed to getting the 10 plus resume, it might help your chances. And people can say that's sexist, but it's reality. You guys get into Club 3, sadly, men are allowed to have more sexual partners and not be considered.
Hold on. Did you just compare the men's ability to have sex with whoever they want and not be stigmatized to the fact that women get in the club for free?
I'm just saying each gender has its perks and cons. Now, I would not encourage, if I had a son, to go out and be a male slut because of the diseases. And truthfully, it's not good to be with a lot of women. Honestly, as a man, if I could have been with one woman my entire life, it would have been great.
Oh, that would have been beautiful.
Economically, I think the reason why it's hard for our men to create wealth is these multiple dates. It costs to date. But nevertheless, when it comes to women, sadly, like I said, the bigger that resume, the least likely they're going to get married. Unless you marry a white boy or bisexual.
Oh my God.
Conscious brothers, black men with status or some type of title, they can't bring you to the country club or bring you to a gathering and 6 guys in there narc you up. It's not going to happen.
Okay. You don't have to agree, but you definitely can call 617-282-0062. Thank you, Mr. Nubian. Love and appreciate you. Hope you have an awesome day today. Why should you masturbate? And you should tell all your friends to masturbate. Why? Why should you tell your friends to masturbate? Because birds of a feather flock together. And if your girls are out there, like Mr. Nubian said, gaining their 10 plus resume, and you're like, no, baby, you don't have to do that. You turn into Drake and you start saving people. And then you just, you can just masturbate. So let me be 100% transparent, 100% here. So Faith's Naturals Beauty, she has this soak. If you follow me on Snapchat or Instagram, I talk about it all the time. It smells so good. As soon as you smell it, like there's parts of your body that just start getting aroused, right? Your erroneous zones just start tingling. So I personally, no judgment, okay? Judge-free zone. I personally plan to masturbate. Just like women plan to have booty calls or sex, I plan to masturbate. So I do the whole shaving of the legs. I do everything and prepare myself for myself. Don't judge me, okay? But I do, like I set candles, I listen to music, I take a bath, and I prepare myself for myself. So now that I've been 100% transparent, go call Face Snatcher and go get that Queen body soap because it's absolutely amazing and it smells delicious, divine. It's so heavenly. And then you can put yourself in heaven and then go to sleep afterwards. And usually that's what it's for, as far as I'm concerned, because after I'm done, there is no getting up and going somewhere. Sometimes you might get those where it's just like, oh, okay, what can I do now? But for the most part, it's a nighttime activity and I'm ready to go to bed. It's a great sleeping pill. Masturbate anywhere you go. Where's the craziest place you've masturbated? Craziest place you've masturbated. Craziest place you've known somebody else to masturbate. 617-282-0062. For those that are just now tuning in, May is Masturbation Month. And it became Masturbation Month after President Bill Clinton fired the then Attorney General for even Surgeon General, I apologize, Jocelyn Elders, who suggested masturbation be included in youth sex education programs, and she was fired for it. She was fired for even mentioning the fact that children should learn about masturbation, even though President Bill Clinton got neck thereafter. Hypocrite. Sounds like a hypocrite. But why should you have sex with yourself? We've went through the first one of you don't have to say yes to a booty call. You don't have to add notches onto your belt. You tell your friends to masturbate. Why? Because birds of a feather flock together. And if they have notches on their belts and you have a notch on your belt, well, you may not have those notches, but they do. So birds of a feather flock together. You're going to be put in that category. Tell your friends to do it so they can then be put in a different category. Masturbate everywhere you go, whether it's a bathroom, a restaurant, a wedding, movie theaters, funerals. If the cops haven't arrested you, you haven't been trying hard enough. Yeah, I love my listeners. I swear I do. No, I have not ever been arrested for masturbation. No, I've never been caught. But I really wish, I don't want to be caught. But I understand, I do secretly want to be caught, though. Anonymous said, see, I already knew it was going to be an anonymous day. That's perfectly fine. TaylaAndre, or you can call 617-282-0062. So Anonymous said that she lives on the ground floor of a building and she's an adventurer. So she leaves her windows open and she knows that her neighbor across the street watches her. And it just gives her thrills and pleasure to think that somebody is watching her please herself. Baby, that's bold. Because when you come out that house and he's and I don't know if I could do that. Maybe if I was out of town, maybe if I was out of state, maybe if I was out of the country, I could do that whole letting you watch me masturbate thing. But if I'm at home and you live across the street, I don't think that's going to work out well. But she says she lives on the ground floor and she leaves her window open and he watches. Lord have mercy. I don't think I could do that, baby. Shout out to you. About masturbation, you could actually turn yourself into a poet. You could turn yourself into a writer. As far as masturbation is concerned, like it gets the creativity juices flowing. I have anonymous over here saying the first time I masturbate, okay, was in a jacuzzi, and I sat next to the stream, and it came underneath me, and it tickled, and I was 15 years old, and I was like, ooh, do it again. Long story short, I had my legs up over the jacuzzi with my back in the water and the jets on my womanhood, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever felt in my life. And since then, oh wow, shut up. Yes, baby. 25 years old and still a German. If you ever saw Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that's a virgin. 25 years old and still a virgin. I am so proud of you. And she said that she said that masturbation saved her life. Okay. Okay. Since we're sharing stories of our first time, one afternoon on my way home from school when I was 16, I had a massive highway accident trying to masturbate for the first time with a caterpillar. Oh, okay, that's what it's her vibrator is called the caterpillar. I came immediately, and since then, I've never wanted a man. I've always wanted the vibration. So hold on, pause 5 seconds, because when I did sex toys heavy in Alabama, there was a woman who, for over 20 years, used vibrators. And I think she like completely desensitized herself because she could only use vibrators that were on super high. And I don't mean like just regular going into the store vibrators. She had to use the actual like back massager vibrator because of using vibrators so much. So one of the things, while we're talking about masturbation, let's talk about healthy forms of masturbation, because if you think for 5 seconds that during your 5-year celibacy, your 2-year celibacy, that you just using a toy is going to be suffice, please understand that you're going to be with a man and it is not, you're going to be bored out of your mind. Because again, let's go back to the fact that most women get stimulation and are able to, release through clitoral stimulation. Like that's the way that you ejaculate. I think women can ejaculate. They can. So just be careful. Just be careful. Just be mindful. And don't always put it on high immediately. Like gradually work your way up there. And if you find yourself using a vibrator and it's not working for you, stop using it for a couple months. Even if you have to be celibate from your vibrator, stop using it for a couple of months. Let your body get back on track to where it's supposed to be, and then use it again. And it's sort of like the whole alcohol effect, the smoking effect. If you drink alcohol a lot and it doesn't do anything to you, and then you stop for a little while and then you drink again and you're like, hold on, I only had one drink, why do I feel like this? It works similarly with your toys and with everything else. Okay, so just be mindful. Yes, Anonymous said that she doesn't like penis, she likes toys, and because she used a toy the first time and continuously after that no matter how many times she tries or how big his penis is, like she can't get off by a man, only by toys. And you will and can ruin yourself by doing that if you think that a man's going to vibrate. It's not going to happen. I was 11 years old and I was lying in my bed, experienced a feeling that would later learn to describe as super horny. When I thought, what if I made my hand like a woman's body part, like a vagina, I did, and it worked. Not only was I proud that I figured out the whole masturbation thing for myself without any porn, I was convinced that I actually discovered it. I was young, I was naive, and when I started producing semen, my bed became horrendous and I couldn't even sleep in it anymore. And my mom asked me why I was sleeping on the couch. And I told her because there's stuff on my bed. And she said, then just take it off and put it on the floor. So I started putting it on the floor. I think, in all seriousness, I think parents need to talk to their children about masturbation so that they learn, because my floor was really sticky after that. Absolutely. I believe it. Again, let me be a little transparent. So Anari is learning. He's taking a health class right now. And in his health class, they are doing they're taking health to another level. I took health class and I think I had a really good health class as far as, organs are concerned and everything else. But Anari's health class is blowing porn out the water for me. Tastyblacks.com. They're doing a lot. The teacher is saying words that I think are completely inappropriate, but he's saying, like, we are not going to use these words, and then he says the words. And Anari was just like, what did he say? He said, what's the difference between a girl giving you a HD and you giving yourself a HD? And I'm like, what's like HD TV? Maybe like a BJ? Is that what you mean? No, he was like, no, HD. No, a HJ. And I was like, I have no clue what an HJ is. And he was just like, well, what's the difference between a girl giving you an HJ and you giving yourself an HJ? When I tell you, I felt so, I'm like, what is an HJ? He was like, Mom, come here. And he whispers in my ear, like we're in front of people. Mind you, it's just him and I. It's a hand job. I'm like, oh, so what's the difference between a girl giving you one and you giving yourself one? Well, I guess it's the real, I guess not even the real thing. My answer was, do it by yourself. And until he gets older, that's always going to be my answer. Do it by yourself. Some girls out here trifling. Do it by yourself. But I am proud of his school, Edward Burke Charter School, because they are talking about sexual assault. They are talking about inappropriateness. When a girl says no, they are talking about in the future, if a girl has alcohol in her system, what do you do? Do you think that's appropriate? And I want to go back to a study that I read in college where it said it was more than 50. I believe the number was like 63. 63% of men that took this survey said that if a woman was intoxicated, it was still okay to have sex with her. And these are the things that are being discussed in Anari's class. And I'm really proud. And I think that these are the things that need to be discussed in health class. I have no clue why President Bill Clinton fired the Surgeon General at that time for even suggesting that our children need to learn about masturbation. Because I believe they do need to learn about masturbation. They need to learn that that's sacred self-care. It is, in a sense. Tayla, I had my first orgasm with the help of an electric toothbrush. Lord have mercy. While lying inappropriately close to my mom in a hotel bed, the toothbrush was a great call. And if I may be honest, I still use it if I have nothing else or if my batteries die. I don't even want to know how you use an electric toothbrush to masturbate. My brain is trying to figure out how. Don't answer that. I really don't want to know. Hold on, I have some messages over here in the inbox. At work in the office with it full of men. Oh, yes. Men, and they didn't know, but we sat there talking while I did it. Are you serious? Shout out to Anonymous. One of the questions I asked earlier for those who just tuned in as far as masturbation is concerned, in one of the weirdest, strangest, craziest places you've ever masturbated. And Anonymous said, at work in the office, with it being full of men, and they didn't know, but we sat there talking while I did it. I have another message that says, Tayla, be honest, where's the craziest place you want me to tell you the truth, or you want me to lie? I might have to lie about this one. The craziest place, oh Lord have mercy. The craziest place I ever masturbated was on the commuter rail. I was on the commuter rail. There were other people on the train. I did it. I really did. No judgment. Don't judge me. It was amazing though. And I think it was amazing because it was like, A, you could be caught. B, people could be listening. C, I don't know. Like, it was exhilarating. Would I do it again? I absolutely would not. Because now when people see me on the train, they're going to think I'm masturbating. So no, I would not do it again. But I did do it. It wasn't recently. Don't judge me. It wasn't recently. But yes, that's the crazy. That was not a lie. I promise to tell the truth. That is the craziest place. Now, there have been other places, but that is the craziest place. I have a message over here that, well, this has nothing to do with masturbation, but she said that she wanted to say thank you for the videos that we did yesterday with Sabir Bey. Really quickly, we had an amazing about 2-hour conversation with Sabir Bey about anything and everything. And those are on Facebook Live. I try to put them on YouTube. When I tell you everything that could have happened, what is that, Murphy's Law? Murphy's Law was real yesterday. The computer shut off. My fully charged phone went dead. When you start talking about certain things, you notice certain technologies don't work properly. My fully charged phone went dead. We were 30 minutes into a conversation. We stream live every day for more than an hour and a half, and my phone is still at about 20% when we're done with the show. Yesterday, my phone was fully charged. We were about 30 minutes into the conversation, streaming live on Facebook, and my phone just died. Weird, huh? Yeah. Computer fully charged, went dead. When you start talking about certain things, technology has a way of messing up. But you're welcome, baby. That wasn't for me. It wasn't about me. That was information for you guys. I asked the questions that the people asked. I asked the questions that were in my inbox. I asked the questions that people had called me and asked me as far as Sabir Bey was concerned. And I asked the questions that I thought that you guys would ask had we been live on air. So he speaks about everything, why he has a swastika on chain. He speaks about religion. He speaks about food and being a breatharian, and just breathing your nutrients, using the sun as your nutrients. Yesterday's conversation was dope. So I appreciate you appreciating me spending that time with Sabir Bey, which was amazing. Thank you for that. And another anonymous said, Tayla, you're crazy on the train. I could have never done that. How did you pull that off? And why on the train? Okay, so I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me. It was probably about 8, maybe 9 years ago. And I was on the phone. And it was just like, somebody asked me to do something. I was like, hey, but I'm on the train. So it was like, oh, really? You're on the train? Well, I dare you to do it. Don't dare me to do it because I might do it. And I did. And that's how it happened. And I wouldn't do it now. I was a different person 5 years ago. I was a different person 9 years ago. I might do it now. No. I'll try anything once. And I tried it once and I got it out of my system. So now I'm good. Tayla, one of the things you might want to let your listeners know is that as far as men are concerned, you can last longer if you masturbate and learn yourself. I think that's absolutely true. And I don't think that it's only for men. I think it's for women as well. If you don't know what you like, how can you expect your partner to know what you like? So I think masturbation, in a sense, gives us self knowledge. Who are we? What do we like? What do we enjoy? When you masturbate, are you only focused on your genitals or are you focused on other things? Like I, as a Taurus, I have like this thing with my neck. So, like, I touch my neck while I touch myself. Like, I think it's important for you to know what you like. And in order to do that, having sex with yourself is probably the safest, of course, the safest way. You can't catch an STD. You can't get pregnant. No one's going to lie to you. No one's going to tell you that they're going to call you and don't. You know, you don't have to deal with all the extra baggage, all that drama. But learning yourself, knowing what you like, how you like it, you know, then you can verbalize that to a partner later on. Why is it important for you to, he said, to gain control? Okay, for men. Can women? Yeah, that's true. So you can bring yourself to almost climatic sensation and then stop, and it kind of intensifies it and then do it again. As far as men are concerned, from what I understand, you can bring yourself to a climatic moment and then stop, and that helps you gain longevity, like lasting longer. I think that's dope. That's dope. 617-282-0062. Reggie B, you gonna tell us about the first time you masturbated? Reggie B, I can't hear you.
Hey, what's up? Good AM. How are you?
I'm super fantastic. How are you? I'm well. How are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But listen, I just want to tell you. I just want to say two things. The first time that I experienced was at age 17. And I didn't know exactly, what was going on. But I heard stories from hanging around people in high school and stuff like that. And I actually, took the time out to do it myself. And it was amazing. It really was. But ever since then, I was doing it every now and again. And the other thing I want to say to this is that over time, as you get older and you continue to do that, I've talked to one of your guests in the past, Mr. Steve Wilson Jr., and for males, they can lose their life force over time, and their sperm count will become very low the more you do that and the older you get. That's number one. And number two, it can actually cause deficiencies within your body because you're losing life force nutrients. And I just want to let people know that as well.
I remember Minister Inky talking about that too, about you're draining yourself of proteins and you're draining yourself, and this is if you masturbate excessively. That's what I understood from Minister Inky, was if you masturbate excessively, you are draining yourself of your nutrients, draining yourself of your life force. But if you do it once in a while, that should be okay.
Absolutely, but continuously, and you do it every day, you're like a crazy person doing it. Yeah, when you get older, you're gonna start to feel the effects in your body, and your body's gonna tell you, because you're gonna start seeing things happening to your body. You're not gonna know what they are.
That's very true. That's very true. Well, Reggie B, where's the craziest place you've masturbated?
Let me see. Let me think now. Let me be transparent like you. Let me think. A park bench.
Hold on, where?
A park bench.
What were you doing on the bridge? What were you, like, just on the bridge by yourself?
I said a park bench.
Oh, a park bench. That's like, Reggie, you could have got a citation for being in the park around children in decent exposure.
It was that night, Tayla. It was that night. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness! I can't imagine Reggie be on a park bench like.
I was 20. I wouldn't do that now. I was 20. I was crazy.
You know what? I think we all have those moments when we are crazy though. Like when we do weird things. I would not masturbate again on a train. It was, hold on, let me be clear. It wasn't a train. It was the commuter rail.
Now you talking about me, the boss bitch. Come on, G.
Listen, I was on the phone. You know what? Let me ask you a question. If you're in a relationship and you have phone sex, is that cheating?
Is it with your partner or somebody else?
With somebody else.
Mental cheating, yes. Not physical, but mental, yes. And it makes you think, because whatever you take in mentally, and you do it more than once with the other person, that's not your other half, they can become physical after that. So whatever you take in mentally, it's in your brain, it stimulates you, and it may cause you to cheat later on down the road. It may do that. Yep.
So hold on, but with that being said, if you masturbate and I was gonna say illuminate and imagine you're with somebody else, is that still cheating? Because phone sex includes the other person's voice. Imagining them is just like you're still thinking about having sex with that person. Is that cheating?
You are, and again, it goes right back to what I just told you with the first question. It's still mental cheating, and it can cause you to come outside of your other half who you've been with for years and want to be with that other person. The more you think about them, it can actually do that.
Okay, all right.
Ask Steve Wilson Jr. He'll tell you it can actually do that. I talk to him all the time. It can actually do that.
I'm going to have to call him and look into that. But thank you, Reggie B, for your transparency. You know, nobody else wants to be transparent. You're the only person who called. That's okay. I knew that today's conversation was going to be a anonymous day. I already knew it. Ain't nobody else going to be as transparent as me.
Or me.
Or you on a park bench.
I ain't scared you, middle around.
Reggie, no judgment, Reggie. No judgment. Have a good day, Reggie. Love and appreciate you. I already know you're not going to call. It's perfectly fine. 617-282-0062. Where is the craziest place you've ever masturbated? A story about the first time you masturbated. Anything about masturbation. Why is it good? Why is it bad? As far as celibacy is concerned, I'm really interested in knowing whether or not if you masturbate, if you're still celibate. Because from what I understand, when you're celibate, you're not having any sex. That means no climatic experiences. So if you're climaxing, you're having sex, are you no longer celibate? Things that make you go, But I'm with, we did have Anonymous chime in talking about when she, her and her significant other masturbate in front of each other. I really do think that is so sexy. And the reason why I think that's sexy is like watching you please yourself, like watching you bring yourself to a point where you can't take it. Like, I don't know. There's something about, I have no idea how to explain it. I would love a psychologist to like be able to break that down. Well, the reason why, do we have any therapists, any psychologists, anybody who's in the mental health field that can break down why somebody weird like me would find that attractive, would find that enticing? Oh Lord. Okay. So my Anonymous just said, Tayla, I would rather please myself than give myself to anybody. I am not a virgin, but after my husband and I separated, so I take it you're not divorced, you're just separated. After my husband and I separated, I learned to please myself while not bringing somebody into the mix. And ever since then, I have been celibate, but I guess that is a good question. Is celibacy still celibate if you please yourself? It is a good question. I don't think you're celibate. You're just self-abate. yourself a bit, because you're not celibate, you're pleasing yourself. I don't know. Ah, Tayla, I have a question for you. Lord have mercy. When you please yourself, are you boring? Why would that matter? No. Is any other aspect of my life boring? Absolutely not. So that definitely would not. I'm not sure what that means as far as boring is concerned, but I think I remember. I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember us having a conversation, and a woman calling in and saying that she didn't feel comfortable doing certain things with her husband or with her significant other. And I told her to, do some things on her own. And she was like, oh, I could never do that. And I think, again, society has put us into this box. I think when you're alone and you're masturbating, you should be 100% free. You should make sounds that you wouldn't make when you're with somebody else. You should make faces you wouldn't make when you're with someone else. I think you should do some of the weirdest, craziest things that you could not do if there was another person in the room. Why not? No one's looking at you. No one's watching you. God's watching. But no one's paying attention to you. No one's going to go snitch on you. If you can't be comfortable by yourself and let everything go and be free by yourself, how are you going to be free in a world? How are you going to be free with a mate? Where's your freedom in life if you can't please yourself and be free in that expression? We have a caller on the line, 617-282-0062. We're talking about Freaky Friday, Masturbation Month. May is Masturbation Month. And the craziest place you ever masturbated. And, baby, why'd you hang up? I was about to pull you up. Call back. Craziest place you ever masturbated and or the first time you masturbated. So whatever masturbation stories you have, Reggie B said it. He masturbated on a park bench. I'm not even going to repeat mine because y'all over here making jokes. I can't tell you how many. I see you making jokes about me. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is a judge-free zone. If I don't judge you, you can't judge me. Tayla, the first time I masturbated, I was 18 in college. And my roommate was having sex with her boyfriend, and this was a continuous thing. She was always in the room. I was always in the room whenever they had sex, like they wanted me to watch. So one day I actually did, and I pleased myself while doing so. Wow. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I probably could do that. 617-282-0062. Shut your radio off for me, baby. All the way off. All the way off. Are we ready now? Nope. Shut it off. Now turn it down. Shut your radio off because we get an echo. Okay, good rising, baby. You're live.
Okay, the first time I masturbated I was about 16. My mom left me home by myself, and she went to a party. And I was thinking about that party, and I went straight ahead and started to watch a movie. And then when I started to watch a movie, I just feel like touching my knee. And then I just started to go ahead. And from that day, it feels so good. Now I'm 40. I feel like I don't even want a guy. I can please myself whenever time I want to.
At all? So are you in a relationship? Are you married?
Yes. Yes, I'm married.
And you would rather please. What about your husband? How does he feel about this?
Well, sometimes he likes when we're having sex and I do it.
Okay.
I like it. sometimes it feels better than when you're with somebody.
So earlier, the anonymous said that she was watching her roommate have sex with her boyfriend. As far as like you and your husband, do you guys watch each other?
No, you're not gonna do it, but I do it.
Why do they feel some type of way about that? Why won't a man touch himself like he won't do it by himself, but you can't do it in front of me?
Yes, that's what you want. But really and truly, he can do it. He can have it. But sometimes he don't really please me. And when he's finished, I don't finish. I have to make myself feel good too.
I completely understand.
Yes.
But hold on, does that hurt the male ego? Where the men at? Does that hurt your ego when you're done? And I got 16 more to go. So I'm going to have to take this upon myself because you acting like you sleepy right now.
Exactly. Most of the time they're when they're done, they're ready to sleep. That time you're just ready.
Yeah, exactly. That was a warm up. Hold on, I just got started. What you mean you done? See, I knew I shouldn't have called you.
Oh my God. It is. When I heard the topic, I'm on my way to work. When I heard the topic, I said, hey, I have to join it.
Thank you so much for sharing, baby. Yes, love and appreciate you. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. We're coming to the top of the hour. I didn't realize the time went by so fast. That's what happens when you by yourself having fun. Pun intended. Big City 101.3 FM, waking up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I already knew when May came up and we were doing Masturbation Month for May, I was like, no one is going to be honest. No one is going to be transparent. We're going to be a whole lot of anonymous in the inbox, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you guys being scared. Scaredy cat, why you won't call? Why you won't? Anonymous said, Taylor, the weirdest place I've ever masturbated was in a bathroom at a club. 2 girls next to me were kissing and moaning. I had no idea what they were doing while I was using the restroom. I wiped myself and then pretended I was in the room with them, imagining what they were doing to each other. Wow. I don't think I would call me either on that one. I think I would remain anonymous. Please share your stories. Tayla, I can't believe you just said, what? I didn't say that. Oh, I can't believe you said tastyblacks.com. That's my favorite site in the whole wide world. I thought I was the only one who knew about that. Shout out to you for knowing all the good porn sites. All the good. That's the only site I use, boo. That's the only site you need. It has everything. Tastyblacks.com. Anonymous said, I saw porn the first time when I was 6. Wow. And that was the first time you masturbated when you were 6 years old. You know, the truth of the matter is, really quickly, let me see if I can pull this up. Young children are known to be able to come to a climax. So a young boy won't ejaculate. I don't know how it works with a girl, but hold on, young kids masturbating? Because I remember we read one time that there was a 2-year-old that was masturbating and the mother had no idea what to do. And the doctor said that it was completely normal. So I guess 6 years old. How did you find porn at 6, baby? Taylor, when was the first time you masturbated? Oh my gosh. I'll be transparent. I don't. I'm so scared. Oh my gosh. Okay. Whew, woosah. So the first time ever I masturbated, I was told to go find something. I don't know what it was that I was told to go get, but I found a book. And, you know, I'm a voracious reader. I love reading. I've always loved knowledge. And I was just like, oh, this book is interesting. And it had like a drawing of a man behind a woman with his hand like on her breast, and she had her head back on. Like I remember the book, like I still have the book. And in the book, it had all of these like erotic stories. And so I was just reading the book to just read the book. And then like the first chapter, I was around maybe 7, 8 while I'm over here judging the 6-year-old who watched porn and was masturbating. But the first time I ever masturbated was out of an erotic book that I read. The first chapter, like, made me feel some type of way. I had no idea why I felt that way. The second chapter had, like you could feel the blood pumping in your butt. Like I actually remember the first time I masturbated like it was yesterday. You could feel the blood pumping, and then, I felt this sensation between my legs of like throbbing. And again, when you're 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you have no idea what's going on with your body at all. You just learn how to pee in the pot and not in the bed. So, I'm feeling some type of way. I'm not quite sure why I'm feeling some type of way. It's throbbing, so I touch it, and it was absolutely amazing. And that was the first time I masturbated. So you got it out of me. 617-282-0062. Good rise and call you live. Oh, oops. You're not live. We came to the top of the hour anyways. Please share your masturbation stories throughout the day. I would love to read them. If I can, share them online in the sense of copy paste, still keeping you anonymous. Please let me know, and I definitely will, and we can get some feedback on that. Remember, the show does not stop at 7 a.m. Whether we're talking about masturbation, we're talking about Freaky Friday, or whether we're having serious conversations with anyone, great conversations, keep them going. It doesn't stop at 7. They stop because you stop. So when we bring to the forefront our issues, our problems, how we feel, and this is for everyone, for anything. When you put everything on the table, you could just leave it there and walk away. That's the good, that's the bad, that's the ugly. We have to be more vocal. We have to be able to communicate. We have to be able to give parts of ourselves that we are selfishly hoarding. And sometimes that might be love. Sometimes that might be anger. Sometimes that might be frustration. And believe it or not, that causes disease. So if you're getting really bad migraines, if you're getting stomach pains, please understand that the way you feel, what you hold in affects your body. What you think, what you say affects your body. I'll leave it like that. Shout out to our sponsor, ZC Boston, this weekend and every weekend. Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Friday is not the day. Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. All sushi is half off. Make sure you get you a lychee martini. If you like ginippa, if you like that little green thing in the shell, and then you open it and it's so sweet and orange, you're going to love a lychee martini. Shout out to Faith's Naturals Beauty. Faith's with an S, Naturals with an S, beauty.com. If you want free samples, you order off the website and not off her Instagram. The Pum Pum Wash, the deodorant, the rose infused oil, the bath soap, that thing that gets you all touching on yourself. She has all of that and so much more in so many different flavors. I prefer the rose infused, even though there is mango and lemon zest. But whatever you like is what you like. Do not forget Cruise Cares. Cruise Cares is an event that's taking place June 4th. And during that event, they are going to be raising money, raising funds to hire children so they can have a summer job, so they can have some money in their pocket. Do not forget that David Banner is coming July 23rd. We are going to have a very uncomfortable conversation, and those conversations are needed. We have to have those conversations in order for us to leave it all at the table and walk away and start anew and start fresh. We have to do it. And I was watching, pause for a second. I was watching this documentary that came out a few years ago called "Can We Talk?" and it's talking about the busing and the desegregation of schools. And there's a point where a gentleman says that we need to sit down and have these uncomfortable conversations because they haven't been had before. And in order for us to move forward in the future, we have to address our past. And I think that's exactly what we'll be doing on July 23rd with a partnership with the city of Boston. Whoop, whoop for us. $10 dinner in the movie Saturday, May 28th at the Strand Theater, 543 Columbia Road, 3 p.m. Maltrack at 5 p.m. Surprise, Surprise, which is a romance comedy, and at 8 p.m. Honky Holocaust, $10 for dinner. The movie is free. Please come out and support because the food is provided by Zaz, which is absolutely amazing for anybody who's gone. I love you. I appreciate you. And really quickly, I would love to end with a story if we still have our caller on the line. Good rising, caller. Darling, are you on the line? I guess not. I would have loved to end with a story. Are you there, baby? It would have been nice. Must be nice. I love you. I appreciate you. Keep masturbating. It's masturbation month, y'all. And if you have never tried it, please try to masturbate with your significant other, even if it's awkward. Again, when you're uncomfortable, you're growing. If you're not growing, you're dying. Try it tonight, tomorrow. Call me and let me know. Facebook me and let me know how it worked out for you. Try it and see. Masturbating with your partner and watch them watch you. So sexy. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. Mwah!
Us won the feature presentation. Listen, make sure you wake up with Tayla Andre Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 a.m. on Big City 101.3 FM. Wake up with the Radio Rebel. Politics, news, conspiracies. Wake up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. This is the type of stuff I'm into, all right? Make sure you tune in. Let's go.
Family. Reds, Ingo Front, you looking?
Hello, caller.
Hi, is this on or off air?
Off air.
Great. I have a question for you. Can you provide me with the name and number of the person from NACA, the gentleman that was on the show, I believe, earlier this week or
last week? Yep, I can get that for you.
I appreciate it because I have a friend who's going through some things with them.
617.
Okay.
250.
Okay.
6244.
6244?
Yes, ma'am.
What was his name?
His name is, it's not Mark. It's.
And I would say Martin. That's what I had in my mind.
It might be, I think it's Marks is his last name. That's what it is. Give me a second.
Okay.
Since we're off air, where's the craziest place you masturbated?
Home. I'm not that crazy.
She said home. I ain't crazy. Don't judge me.
And I have to tell you, you do an amazing job. I only get to listen to you for about 45 minutes to then leave my house at 6:15. But you really, really do a great job, and I'm just so happy for you. And I always tell Richie, even when you started like years ago, I was like, she's really good. She's a keeper.
Oh, thank you. Because a lot of people like, yo, her voice is so annoying. I can't take her.
Oh, no, no. That's not the sense that I got. You bring great topics, and it's a variation, and it's warranted, and it's fun, and it gets you thinking and going in the morning. So I can definitely say I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's very, very good. One of the things that I don't know if you ever thought of, or if you even know this still exists, do they have a catalog of Black-owned things in Boston?
So right now, all that I know that exists is a Facebook group. That's the only thing that I know of, but that's actually a really good idea. And
Someone was telling me that they used to go around to salons and stuff and promote one, but I hadn't seen it in years. I think this was like back in the 90s is when I saw that. Like, you know, as much as we talk black this and black that, how do we know?
Yeah.
We have to know. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So I know that as far as a catalog of all black businesses, I know WeBuyBlack.com is a website, and I'm not sure if you can search by city, but WeBuyBlack.com has amazing products, and Faith's Natural actually started promoting on not promoting but selling on We Buy Black. So and I know she's local, so I can only imagine how many other local I call them artists or entrepreneurs are on We Buy Black. But as far as Boston is concerned, I'm not certain that we have one. I know we have like Boston Black, and then it's like all of the events that are in Boston, but not a conglomerate of businesses that are black owned.
When we're throwing out there that we want people to support black owned, I'm just thinking, okay, how do we do that? What it is if I'm not throwing it in their face? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So I'll actually throw that out there to a few people that I know are doing some really big things. So I'll throw that out there and see if we can get one started back and have it by at least the end of the year.
Yeah, I would definitely like to be a part of that, whether, you know, supporting it financially or either, because I feel like if you're really pro-black, you should be able to subscribe to these things.
Yes.
And even give money to it to get it up and started. But if, you know, because I'm all supporting pro-black, but I need to know where to go.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll definitely throw that out there and find out if there is anything, and if not, how we can get that back started. And I'll keep it as far as like on air is concerned, and you being aware. I'm not sure if you're online socially, so I'll make sure that I make mention of it on air.
No. Yeah. Okay. No, that's great. All right, so his last name is Marks, 617.
Oh, I'm sorry. His name is Bruce Marks.
Oh, okay.
So we were right. We had the Marks part.
Okay, great. So I will give her the number so she can give him a call. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for all your help.
You're welcome. Have an amazing day.
You too.
Bye-bye. I am a Bayesian. Thank you for Yes! Yes, Daddy. Yes. This shit's gonna be so motherfucking good. I can't wait. Ooh. 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 Everything. Wow. What was I about to do? Oh, Roxanne. Roxanne, you don't have to put on your red dress. Roxanne. Can I attach that? Did I do it? I didn't do a budget? I could have sworn I saved this shit last night. Okay, Google. Call Roxanne. Oh, it is. I did save it. I don't know what the function is, baby. You gonna have to tell me what that function is. Sound. $865 tickets have to be sold. That's a lot. Okay, Google. Culinary. Hey, Poppy.
Hi, Mom.
I just called you.
Huh?
I just called you.
I know.
How'd you know? Your phone went straight to voicemail.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's because I put Do Not Disturb on.
Oh.
I was listening to music. I didn't hear anything.
Oh. I miss you.
Sorry's in my classroom right now for some reason.
In your classroom?
Yeah, she likes coming up to my classroom and hanging with 7th graders.
You
You got the release form?
do you have the release form?
Yes.
Okay.
It's right on my desk right now. Yeah.
Anari, I'm gonna tell you this. Let me know, cause legally, if I scratch it out, that means that I'm Elijah. You better not die, cause I will blow up your school.
Okay.
Do not play with me. You better swim as hard as you can swim. You swim on your back. Dead man float on your back. Do not die on this trip. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I will bring you back to life and kill you myself.
I just told them that's what you said. I told them if I died, you bring me back to life and kill me yourself. And everybody was confused, and you just said that right now. Sorry, you want to know what Mom just said? If I died, she's going to bring me back to life and kill me herself. Didn't I just say that? Wait, sorry, I want to talk. Mom.
Yes, princess.
I have every right to come on this field trip with them.
Why are you in your brother's room?
Because every morning I come up in the room and go downstairs to my classroom after.
Why?
I don't know.
I love you.
I love you too.
I hope you have a good day at school today.
I won't because I won't be on the field trip with Anari.
Oh, you want to go?
Yes.
He wouldn't let us. Jasmine, I tried to be a chaperone. He wouldn't let me. I tried for...
I don't know why he's embarrassed. It's nothing to be embarrassed of.
Anari doesn't want me around.
If Anari
Okay, baby. Jasmine, first of all, why are you guys on the phone while you're in school?
Mom.
What?
Okay, bye.
Tell your sister to go to class.
Sorry, Mom said go to class.
Right now.
Right now. Sorry, Mom said go to class. Alright. Bye, Mom.
Elijah, call me when you're on the field trip. Take pictures and take
I'm not
snaps.
allowed to.
You can't take pictures and snaps?
No, we're not allowed to bring our phones.
Put your teacher on the phone because you ain't going in the wilderness going swimming and not bringing a damn phone. Well, I don't want it to get wet either.
He said he doesn't want to risk the fact that they could get wet.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, fine. Elijah, do not die.
I will not die.
They made, Elijah, they might, I struck that off. That I do not comply with the fact that if you die, I have to be okay with that. So that's, make sure that they accept the fact that I struck all that out. If you get bit by an animal, I struck that out. If you get some type of disease, I struck that out. So they are liable for these things that I struck out. Okay?
Bye.
Elijah,
Yeah?
I love you so much.
I love you too, Mom.
Okay, go have fun.
Bye.
Don't die. There's like a million ads in here, though. Oh. Oh. Jesus. Party. All day, all night. That's funny, actually. Oh, hi. I'm so sorry. I forgot about you guys. I shut off Facebook, but I forgot to shut off YouTube. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you guys have an awesome day. You guys really just been watching me, dude. You guys were, so Anari is going on a field trip, and they sent home a paper for those that heard that conversation. Anari's going on a field trip, and they're going on like a New Hampshire type canoe river rafting. And on this permission slip, it's like, signing this permission slip means that you completely understand that we are not liable if your child dies, get mauled to death by an animal, catches a disease, like literally, is severely injured. Like, we're not responsible for anything that happens on this trip. And this is not the school, but the place that they're going to. And I learned a long time ago, if you don't agree to it, scratch it out. So I just scratched it out. Because if my baby dies, you're like, oh my gosh. And this is so bad because I think I said I was going to do something to the school. That was not a real threat. hopefully law enforcement is not taking that threat seriously, unless my child ends up dead today, and then you could take that really serious. No, I'm just joking. But Anari can swim. He's a really strong swimmer. I trust that he'll be okay, but just the fact, like, that's scary. I have to sign over the rights and understanding that if my kid dies, no one's responsible. Yeah, crazy. Somebody got to take some responsibility. Who's the elders that were with the children? So in the future, if ever you sign a contract, and usually this happens when you send things over to an attorney, they scratch it out like, we're not agreeing to this. This is not acceptable. And then that's when the counter offer comes. And then people are like, okay, well, I see that you don't agree to this, but that's something that we want to keep. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. So whatever, like, it could be even when I go to the doctors and they're like, well, if your insurance doesn't cover it, you're liable. Well, let's go back to the paperwork. Let's go back to the paperwork I signed, because technically I scratched that out. So I'm really not liable for it. It's so bad. Love you. Appreciate you. Know your rights.